Hello, my name is Bernd. I'm a developer at Paessler and I want to show you how to install the multi-platform probe on Windows. We start out at this knowledge base article where we can find the necessary download links. Under point 5, we first choose to download this install script. It helps us install the NUTS server as well as the multi-platform probe. We download the file and make sure the file ending is PS1. And then we can run it in our administrator PowerShell. We have to confirm that we actually want to run the file. And in the first step, we choose N to install the NUTS server. I to continue the installation. Then it asks us for ports and username. We can choose to accept the defaults or we can press the Y button to change the defaults. In this case, port as well as username and password are fine because we are running on a local installation and we don't have any particular network setup to keep in mind. But you can change the values according to your needs when you try it on your system. The next thing we have to install is the probe adapter. It is a different download. We find it under point 5.2. Again, we save the script. We make sure it's a PS1 file. And we run the script as an administrator. Again, confirm that you want to run it. Choose I to install it. And now it asks us for the NUTS server IP address. Since we install it on the same machine, we can just enter the IP address of the localhost 127.0.0.1. The port and the username and password we can enter here, but since we accepted the defaults in the NUTS server installation, we can just accept the same defaults here. And then it asks us to restart the PRTG core, which we accept with Y for yes. This takes a moment and now we are ready to install the multi-platform probe itself. So we run the first script again, but this time in the main menu, after confirming with R to run it actually. Then this time in the main menu, we press M to install the multi-platform probe. Again, choose I to install it. Now it asks us for a probe name. Here we can just accept the default, but if we were running multiple multi-platform probes, we can choose different names to differentiate from each other. The access key is important because the core has to know the access key in order to let the probe transmit its values. So here we can accept the defaults. This is just a local setup. Username and password again are the defaults, and we can choose a Momo timeout value, which we can also leave at the default of 900. Same as for the IP address and port of the MP probe NUTS setting. We will leave it as default because we chose this default port number and we are running on localhost. After this, the script finishes installing and we are now ready to connect the probe to our PRTG setup. So we go to PRTG and we go to the Setup tab. Under Setup, we can go to Core and Probes. And under Access Key, we can enter the access key we chose before, which is in our case multi-platform-probe. And we save. Now we have to restart our core, which we do by clicking on Setup and then going to Administrative Tools. And under Restart Core Server Service, we can click the Go button. Now restarting the core will take a minute, and once the restart is finished, we get a little pop-up in the bottom right corner of the PRTG window. It asks us to approve and auto-discover new sensors, but since auto-discovery is not implemented on the multi-platform probe yet, we click the little Approve link in the lower left. And now we are presented with a menu of our multi-platform probe, so we can add new sensors. For instance, I could add a ping sensor for my local probe device. And after the sensor is initialized, we can see it turn green, and the ping works for our local probe device, which means our multi-platform probe is working. And that is how you install the multi-platform probe on Windows. Thank you for watching.